back inside of Cal Tire Place North here in Vernon. Trevor Miller here with you. It is the UMH-68 Invitational, the BC version, and our second semifinal of the night. These two teams looking to find their way to the final to take on Team Gray, as it is Team Blue and Team Black here tonight in this second semi-final. As we look forward to it here today, and we look forward to a good matchup between these two teams, who have already seen a really good game between the two sides. It was a 5-4 win for Team Blue the last time these two teams faced off against one another, and we'll see how this one should go down here tonight. Again, the winner of this game moves on to take on Team Gray in the final. That'll take place at 11 a.m. tomorrow, while the team that falls in this game will take on Team Red at 8:30 tomorrow morning in the bronze medal game that will take place tomorrow morning. So, should be an interesting night of hockey as we get set for things here from Cal Tire Place North. Happy to have you here with us. As always, if you like what you see and hear, subscribe and like our YouTube page. It would mean a lot to us to get that like and subscription, as we look forward to this one here tonight between Team Black and Team Blue. Blue finishing out their round robin at 1-2, Black 2-1, but those records do not matter anymore. The only thing that matters is a win here today, and looking at trying to get into that final against Team Gray tomorrow here for these two teams. So we'll look forward to see this one here today and see what this game could unfold and what this game could look like as this rolls along. Red will go right to left on your computer screens here in this hockey game to start in period one. Left to right will go Team Blue for this start of this hockey game today. So wait to see who the starting goaltenders are, get you caught up on that, and then get you ready for action here on this Saturday night here from Vernon, and the second of two of these semifinals. We just had a last one that saw Team Gray knock off Team Red by an 8-4 margin. We'll see what this one has in store for us here tonight. So we'll get to our starting goaltenders for Team Black. It's Max Davis, who's been maybe one of the best goaltenders, if not the best goaltender, all weekend long. Davis gets the starting goal to our broadcast right, while to our broadcast left, it will be for Team Blue, James McRae, that will get the nod in goal. McRae was excellent in his one appearance as well. He's in for the second time so far here for Blue. Davis and the goaltender Michael Ledoux split earlier today, so we'll see what happens here in this one here today, as it is Team Black, Team Blue here in the semifinal, the second one on the semifinal Saturday. A win puts these teams in the final, as we look to see who can make it to the final here in this one, as it's Team Blue who will possess right off the opening face-off and try to make their way back inside of the offensive zone, as the puck will come loose and be filtered back inside of Team Black territory. Forced ahead on the right wing side now as Black will try to advance their way back in deep on the right wing side. It was Knox that forced his way back in deep there. Harlan Hesby will play this back out through to center, and then back up with that inside of Team Black territory. Turning back on this is Raymond. Raymond ahead on the left wing side as Black will make their way back out through to center and force back inside of the offensive zone as this puck put back down below the goal line, and around to the left wing side now is Hesby. Hesby out to center. Knocked down there is it's Rowan Stacy that gets after it now. Stacy in the left wing circle for Hesby. Hesby working down the left wing circle now, trying to get the handle on that as it's forced back ahead on the right side. Now out through to center. Big collision there, as that was Theo Falk that ran into a checker there in the middle of the ice, and now it's taken back over here by Team Black, and they'll try to work it down low. This puck comes around the boards on the right side to the line and fired wide of the goal. That off the stick of William Simpson. Back out to center now. Here comes Falk working in. Falk right circle to the net, off the post, as that puck stayed out on the blocker side of McRae. Another try from the right side. Another blocker saved by McRae. And this comes back around to the right side. Held on at the right point. That puck will come loose back to center and taken back over out through neutral ice by Blue. Puck held on there in neutral territory and now forced back in by Schmidt. What a dangerous chance that was right off the hop for a guy that's had a lot of scoring in this tournament so far. Theo Falk hitting the post right off the hop. Comes loose back to the line. Mondu will put this back in deep. Attempted to play it back in deep inside of the blue territory. Blue back up with it. Here's Besser across on the right wing. Skated ahead out through center. Here comes Aiden back in on the right side to the net. Stopped. Rebound loose in front. Davis made the first save. Black will clear the secondary opportunity. They'll work it ahead to center. Lodge cuts to the middle. Down the right circle with a shot. That was blocked before it could get to the net. Mondu holds. Makes a move to the right circle. Tried a shot. That was knocked down. Loose puck back along the right side. And steered away off the left wing side there by McRae. Back around the goal on the left wing. Held on there as that puck is forced back out through to center, and Kaiser will race back onto it deep inside of his own zone. Just under 3 minutes gone here in this opening period. No score so far in the second semifinal today. Down below the goal line now. It's Team Black onto it. Here's Getz now that will work it along and forced it back below the goal line now. Taken over there as it's dropped back off for Blue into the corner. Back behind the goal, a healthy battle for it here as they continue to scrum for the puck and up the board to the right wing side. Avoiding a big collision there was Knox. The puck comes loose back out to center. There's Blue back with it now on the right wing side. And work their way inside of the offensive zone. It's worked in deep by Barclay. Back behind the goal now, it's Black that will take over possession. Back up the wall on the right wing side, knocked down there. Cuthbertson tried to work his way back to the middle. Loose puck there on the right wing half board, now dropped down below the goal line and back up the board so that puck will travel where it's taken over here by Blue. Right circle, Ben Tyson tried to get to the middle. Loose puck in front, still a scramble for it in front of the goal and finally covered up by Max Davis. 16:05 to go here in the first period, and while to get to our first face-off, but a draw that will come back inside of Team Black territory. Puck back to the line, a long shot, Davis the save. Rebound forced around the boards on the right wing side as Black trying to get the handle on that. Back behind the goal now is Raymond to take over. Raymond on the left wing lifts that ahead through center. Gathering that now is Besser as Besser tries to make a play on that. Still fired back off here, and now a chance in as Falk walks to the net to the backhand, and a save made. Great stop by James McRae. And a face-off that'll come to the glove side of the goal of McRae. After a great save on the backhand of Falk, and keeps this game 0-0. Puck worked out ahead to center now as Raymond will gather the handle here for Team Black. Played it off and down inside, and that will go forward icing, and a face-off that will come loose back inside of Team Black territory here with 15:22 to go in this opening period. And draw to come to the left side of the Team Black net. Off the draw, now Simpson from the line threw a puck off a stick, up and over the goal and out of play. So a face-off will come back to the glove side of the goal of Davis with 15:18 to go here in this opening period. Draw to come to the left side of the net. This face-off now, this is forced back down low and back behind the net now. It's Team Black that will take over and start back the other way. Fed ahead on the right wing side now, getting out to center and working this puck in deep is Team Black as that will go down below the goal line. Taken back along here by Black as they'll force it back down below the goal line and Back behind the net now is Lodge. Back up to the right wing side. That one gets past Raymond out towards center and all the way back inside of Team Black territory. Forced back ahead off the right wing side there by Ewan Roll. Back out through to center. Now carried back in. And here comes Lodge back in. Jackson Lodge into the right wing half board. Lodge right circle. Try to make a play on that. We got a penalty coming up here with 14:33 to go here in the first period. And it's going to be a penalty that's going to go off to Brady Lanoff, who's going to go off for high sticking. And Team Black will make their way to the power play for the first time in this game. Face-off will come back to the glove side. Off the draw, poked away there by Blue as they'll get it back out through to center. And back onto this inside of the defensive zone is Nathan Sluggett to work it ahead. Played up the right wing side now as it's taken on here by Black. Off the stick of Getz, down below the goal line. Cuthbertson around the wall. Sluggett will get to it there on the left wing side as he tries to work that back down low. Puck comes back up the boards and played all the way down inside of Team Black territory. So Romadnik will go back onto it now with 6 minutes gone in the first. Over half a minute gone in this power play. Carried ahead out through center. Dayton Romadnik out on the right wing side. Romadnik works back in, the defender into the right wing circle. Drops it back off to the line now as it's pushed back down low by Knox. That was intercepted and carried the other way. Short-handed. Blue will make their way ahead. They're down the left wing side now, carrying in. Left circle. Backdoor pass. Nice job there by Sluggett, was able to get in front of that and knock that puck away. Back behind the net. Sluggett now will get to us here inside of his own zone. Carrying ahead now on this Team Black advantage down ice as they work it toward the front of the net. And now to the slot, it's cleared away to the corner there by Getz. 40 seconds to go here in this power play opportunity for Team Blue as they'll work their way ahead. Cuthbertson lost the handle. Black will come back the other way. Carried ahead on the right side now by Falk. He'll stop up and hold to the right half board. Defended well and taken off the puck, and that'll be worked down ice. That was a great defensive play by Ewan Cuthbert there, and now given up by Davis. Down the left side, Bishop, high slot, shooting. Davis the save. Zach Leffler got to that puck in the high slot and threw that one on goal, but the save made, and a face-off will take place back inside of Team Black territory. 12:48 to go here in the first period. 15 seconds remaining in this power play chance for Team Black. Puck thrown ahead through center. Here comes Callander back in. Warner Callander back behind the net. Carries back to the right corner. Up top it goes now, holding. Still with it there is Kaiser. Drops it back off for Callander. Back for Kaiser. Out of the box now is Lanoff. So we're back to 5-on-5 and a long shot in. And that's swallowed up and held there by McRae. And a faceoff that'll come back to the glove side of the Team Blue net. 12:27 to go, opening period. Game remains tied 0-0 here in this second semifinal of the day here from Vernon. Battle for the puck now as it comes loose back to the middle and sent back ahead through to center as it's taken on here by Falk. Falk will try and work his way back in now as this puck comes back ahead and now giving up at a chance. Here's Max Osgood trying to make his way in. Now for Falk. Falk in the left wing circle. Across right wing side. Now thrown to the net. That went off a body. Puck comes loose now for Falk and now worked to the right wing corner as he played it back up top. That was knocked away. Taken back over by Blue as they'll work ahead. Up the right wing side, driving wide, now working in is Stacy, trying to cut his way toward the front of the net, and was knocked off stride with it now. Puck will be jousted for and worked back along the boards on the right wing side as it's tied up there along the wall with 11:40 to go here in the opening period. Puck still battled for as it's taken over here by Blue, and now to the right circle, put to the front of the net. That was blocked before it could get to the goal. Brought back the other way by Black. They try to work out of their zone. Loose puck and skate. Take it on here into the right wing corner, and the centering feed comes back in front, and Team Blue opens the scoring. A scramble inside of the Team Black zone, and it's Blue that finds the back of the net first here in this semifinal. It's Tristan Schmidt that makes it 1-0. So 11:22 to go in the first period. Tristan Schmidt on the backhander past the blocker side of Max Davis, and will be able to make it a 1-0 hockey game. Face-off back out to center now as the draw is pushed back along and played back in here by Team Blue. Here's Aiden centering right wing circle. That pass deflected away. Trying to work out with that is Black, but held inside the zone here as it's pushed along by Gillis. That one's knocked away down below the goal line and now gathered up here by Ty Warnick. Back to the line, moving in, Raymond Saul, high slot shot up and over the goal. Back to the corner now as it's worked back behind the net. Here's Warnick now with the right wing corner. Warnick, right circle. Laid it back behind the goal, and now Raymond will drop it back off into the right corner here for Team Black to try and work their way out. Blue still on it now as Gillis played it to the middle, and Lenoff will have to go back onto it for Blue in neutral territory. Lenoff across for Saul, back on the left wing side. Right wing feed now comes here for Lenoff. Fired ahead of the left wing side. Here comes Gillis. Gillis trying to make his way back in. Lost the handle on that now as Black will lift it off the glass back out through to center, and a hand pass is called, so we'll have a play halted and a face-off to come back to center with 10:23 to go here in period one, and a 1-0 game in favor of Team Blue. Try to come outside the line with 10:23 to go in the opening frame. Off the face-off, a big collision there as his puck is worked loose into the neutral zone and now taken on here by Sluggett. Played ahead Romantic, back along now for Getz, bouncing puck comes loose, right circle for Knox. Back to the line now for Sluggett, back in down the right wing. Sluggett tried to drop it down low, sharp angle shot by Knox, fired it wide. Puck comes around the boards and back out to center. Romadnik drops it back for Sluggett on the right side. Back along left wing here for Romadnik. Bounce back out to the, just outside the blue line and brought back in, so offside. Face-off will come back inside of neutral territory with 9:47 to go here in the opening period. 1-0 remains the score in favor of Team Blue here in this one. A low scoring for the most part first periods in these games, and as the game's gone along, the offense has really picked up as well. Puck forced back out through to center as Colander took a big hit but was able to make that play back out to neutral ice. Taken on here by Blue as they'll work back inside of their own zone. Sent ahead through to center. Went back ahead through neutral ice now for Reed across the line. Reed making his way in down the left wing side. That's broken up and taken over here by Blue. Back of the blue line, poked away, and now Colander a chance. He's in alone. Warner Colander into the net, and a great save by James McRae with the left pad. McRae stayed solid and made that stop with the left pad on that rush up ice by Colander, and the game remains 1-0 here for Blue. Puck sent ahead and worked in deep there by Hesby to get it back in. Hesby back down below the goal line, back behind the goal and around to the right wing side now. Black will force their way back out to center, out to neutral ice now. And across the line offside is Romadnik trying to make his way back in. 8:44 remains here in this opening period, and we are a 1-0 game in favor of Team Blue so far in this one. Face-off to come back out at center. Just outside of the Team Blue end of the ice. Up this draw, this puck worked back inside of Team Black territory. Kaiser lays it off for Mondu, back for Kaiser. Kaiser ahead on the right wing side, and long stretch pass comes out to the blue line. Not out though, it's carried back along by Black as they'll make their way ahead with it. Left wing side laid back in there by Lodge. Lodge around the boards on the right wing now. The puck comes back to the blue line. Kaiser a long shot redirected by McRae. Puck comes up the boards on the right side, and Pushed back along the wall into the left wing circle, and a dangerous play into skates. Turning and firing that one on is Declan Smith, and a save made. Smith on the rebound, another try from just inside the blue line that was blocked before it could get to the net. Pass on to at their left point, all the way down inside of Black territory. Here's Kaiser, run into the end boards. Loose puck comes up there for a play for Bishop. He tried to drop it off for Simpson, but intercepted. Kaiser tried to feed it ahead. That's knocked down by Warnick. Secondary effort now, Kaiser. Leave that along, and now played back down below the goal line here as it is Team Black that will take this over back inside of their own zone. Puck wrapped around to the corner. Here's Gillis now trying to come up with that. Broken up and started the other way here for Team Black as they'll make their way ahead. Out to center, puck dumped in, and taking a big hit on the right wing side there was Corkle, and a chance in front. That was a great opportunity there, and a look for Lodge that went wide. Now Lodge, another try from the left wing circle that went off a body and wide. Forced around to the right side now as Lodge tried to find the handle on that. Flipped off the boards and back out to center. Here's Raymond pushing that puck ahead. That comes all the way down ice. That will go for an icing. 6:58 remains here in this opening period, and a 1-0 game remains here in favor of Team Blue so far here in this opening period. Face-off to come to the glove side of the goal, and off the face-off now, right wing circle. Reed with a shot that was knocked down. Puck comes free now as Reed tried to find it once again. Bouncing puck on the right half board and worked down below the goal line here as they're trying to center it back out in front to the net. That's stopped by Davis. Rebound work loose, and Davis able to keep his left pad down to make that stop as well. Team Black back onto it now as they'll bounce that out to center. Racing after it here, trying to get to that puck on the right side is Knox. All defended there by Saul as that puck will come loose below the goal line. Around the left side. Take it on here and now pushed back down below the goal line and gathered up in the right wing corner by Team Black as they try to force that puck back out to center. Blue will make their way back in now. Trying to advance their way ahead, and offside is Team Black with 6:06 to go here in this opening period, and a 1-0 game in favor of Team Blue remains on here in this one. Face off to come back out to center. Off the draw, nice move by Callander as he works his way back into the net, and a save made, and a face-off that'll come back inside of Team Blue territory with 5:59 to go here in this opening period. Another interesting wrinkle in this, and we talked to Chris Osgood about this, the head coach of Team Blue, coaching against his son again. We talked to him yesterday about coaching against him in the first game of their tournaments yesterday, and just mentioned that kind of gave him a bit of a smirk after Team Blue was winning, and then Team Black came back and won, so he said he's not going to look at him at all. Here's a chance in front, stop, rebound, another save. Max Davis, 2 stops, and a shot fired wide from the line by Cuthbertson. Max Davis, a couple of great saves for Team Black. Left wing side moving in with that, now to the net, and Davis another save. He's without his goal stick as he made that stop on the right side on the try coming in from the line by Hesby. Back in now is Team Blue as they continue to pressure here in this opening period, and the puck worked away, and Callander will come back the other way. Callander in across the line, left circle now, a feed it back in front, sifted toward the front of the net, and McRae will hang on and cover up as it was Max Osgood that got it to the front of the goal. Face-off that will come back inside of Team Blue territory. 5:15 to go here in period number 1, and this game remains 1-0 in favor of Team Blue. Puck comes loose back in the middle of the ice, and a race forward here. Here's Hayden working in alone, the puck on edge, walks to the net to the backhand. What a stop! Max Davis again. An outstanding save on the blocker side. Bouncing puck will work loose as Simpson played it back to the middle. Puck knocked free, and now it's pushed ahead there by Blue out to center. Aiden trying to get to it again. Here's Aiden once more with a chance, and denied once again. Another right pad save by Davis, denying the strong pursuit of Austin Aiden, and now back the other way. Here comes Lodge, scores! It's Jackson Lodge off the rush to the right circle, up and over the glove side of the goaltender and James McRae, and Team Blacks jump back into it. It's 1-1. Great shot by Jackson Lodge off the rush, able to get the goal to tie this game. So Lodge able to get the marker that has got this game evened up at 1-1 so far here in this opening period. Team Blue back in, trying to get this game tied. Back down to the left, or trying to get the lead back again. Left circle, that pass off a stick as it works back down inside of Team Blue territory. 4:15 to go in this opening frame. 1-0 the score in favor of Team, or it's in favor of nobody. Team Blue had a 1-0 lead, and now a 1-1 game as it's brought back ahead by Blue. Sent ahead by Saul, worked on the right wing side now for Reed. Reed a move to the outside, cuts in, and a mask save made there by Davis, who's made a couple of real strong stops so far here in this opening period, and he makes another one with a right pad off that shot that came from the left side by Blue. They'll force their way back out to center. Here's Saul back onto it, around a check, down the right side, Saul to the net, and a glove stop once more by Max Davis, who hangs on and covers up with 3:40 to go here in this opening period, and a face-off that will come back to the left side of the goal of Davis. Puck back along to the right side of the goal of Davis. That puck forced back ahead, back out through to center now. It's Black that will make the play back out through to center. Bank down inside of Team Blue territory. Forced back along below the goal line now as Cuthbertson onto it here for Team Blue to get ahead. Bishop ahead on the left wing side. Work back in here by Blue. Blue working back into the net. We got a penalty upcoming here against Team Black, with 3:17 to go in the opening period, and it's a tripping call that's going to go against Warner Calander, and a power play opportunity upcoming here for Team Blue. It's their first of the game. So a power play chance here for Team Blue. 3:17 to go here in the first. Puck's floated all the way down inside of Team Blue territory now as they're back onto it inside of their own zone. 3:05 to go here in this opening period. Work back out ahead through to center by Team Blue as they'll work away across the line. Trying to drive their way in. Another penalty coming up here against Team Black. Max Osgood's going to go off for the infraction. Holding is the call. And it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for Blue for the next minute and 41 seconds. So Blue, a huge opportunity here in this opening period to try and find their way to their second lead of the game. Puck's filtered back out through the center all the way down ice here from Team Black. 90 seconds of 5-on-3 time remains here for Blue as they'll make their way out of their own zone. Out through center now, carrying that back ahead on the left wing side is Team Blue working back in. Down below the goal line, back behind the net. Now back up the boards. Here's Simpson on the right side with it. Simpson holding right point. Swung across to the left wing. Now back to the left circle, up top left point. Gathered up there by Blue. A long shot, scores! The long shot came from the line by Owen Besser that has eyes for the back of the net. And Team Blue converts on the 5-on-3 and makes it 2-1. Besser's first goal of the weekend on a long shot from the left point that had eyes for the back of the net. And 1:26 will remain here of power play time for Team Blue. We're now 1 for 1 on the power play, going to work for the second time tonight. Brought ahead on the left wing side and lifted back down ice here. And it's back down in the right wing corner. Here is Blue. And it's around the boards on the left wing side as Blue will get the handle on that. Back to the line it goes. Held on there as it's worked back down below the goal line. Puck will be worked back down below the goal line, and Blue back onto it. Here's that puck comes back around along the wall, and Saul trying to hold it on side. Back to the line once again. Saul works in, right circle shot, and a glove save made by Davis.
Big kill, boys, let's go!
Face-off glove side of the goal of Davis. Back of the line now, Saul with 35 seconds to go on the power play. Works it up on the right side for Gillis. Back to the middle now, Saul. Left wing feed now, holding and shooting. That one steered away by Davis on that attempt toward the front of the goal. Bounced loose in the right wing corner. Back around the boards on the left side. Push back to the midpoint, and that will come back out to center as Blue will get back onto it. 15 seconds remaining here in this Blue power play, their second of the game. Saul works this back in, sends it across right side, and Warnock just couldn't get the handle on it. Back down to the right wing corner, and that's flung all the way down ice by Team Black. 1 minute remaining here in period number 1. 50 seconds remains here in the opening frame, and now Team Black back in. Here's Knox trying to cut toward the net with a shot. Kicked out by the right pad of McRae. That's a neat little pad save by McRae with the right pad. Puck sent ahead and back with that. Now bouncing it out through to center. Puck is forced back out through the neutral zone, and another penalty coming up here with 28 seconds to go. And a hooking penalty coming up here against Ben Tyson. So it'll be a power play opportunity now for Team Black with 28 seconds to go here in this first period. Face-off glove side of the goal of McRae. 28 seconds remains here in this opening period, and an opportunity here on the power play to try and get this game even for Team Black. Romantic trying to play that puck ahead. Bounce back out to center. So slug it back for it now. Sends it ahead. Here's Romantic now that will try and make a play onto it. Back around the left wing side now as it's worked in here. Back to the line it goes and played along for Sluggett. Sluggett tries to push it back in. It's cut to the slot. That puck knocked down and it's forced back out to center. And that will sound the buzzer on period number 1. 2-1 the score in favor of Team Blue after one period of play here. And a 2-1 score here for Blue after pretty even opening period here between the two sides. But it's Team Blue that will come away with the goal to make it a 2-1 game heading into period number 2, and a minute and 32 of power play. After one period of play here, and a 2-1 score here for Blue after pretty even opening period here between the two sides. But it's Team Blue that will come away with the goal to make it a 2-1 game heading into period number 2, and a minute and 30 game period of play here, and a 2-1 score here for Blue after pretty even opening period here between the two sides. But it's Team Blue that will come away with the goal to make it a 2-1 game heading into period number 2, and a minute and 30 game period of play here, and a 2-1 score. Brown Social House, Nick Roughton and Coldwell Banker Executives Realty will have your 3 stars after the game. Player Nutrition by Nature's Fair Market. BioSteel is the platinum sponsor of the tournament. Gold sponsors, we heard from Iron Ghost Construction earlier in the day in our last semifinal, along with Elite Prospects as a gold sponsor, and as well as Up My Hockey and the Up My Hockey podcast and A-Kane Hockey as well. 2-1 Team Blue with the lead after 20 minutes. Back after this for period number 2 here from the UMH-68 BC Invitational. Back here inside of Cal Tire Place North, joined by a very special guest, the owner of Iron Ghost Construction, Trevor McKechnie. Trevor, first off, thanks for joining us, especially when it's Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals, so you can be doing a lot better things.
Yeah, well, when your team's not in it, you're just rooting for your country at this point.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You know, Iron Ghost Construction is such a big part of this tournament. First off, I'm interested to know, what made you want to get a part of something like this and be a part of this? Obviously, Jason Padolin's someone who I'm sure you have a very good relationship with, but what kind of made you want to get involved with that?
Yeah, well, we like to help out in minor sports within the entire region of the Okanagan. So we're involved with minor hockey, minor football, big supporters of lacrosse, baseball, and you know, it's something we like to put our donations towards, I guess. And then Jason does such a great job with everything, and he puts his name on. That's one of our mottos of our company, is quality with a reputation. So, you know, linking up with Jason and something that he's putting on and doing a very good job at running, we thought that, you know, what a better partnership than to help him out with some scholarships, that he could bring in some good talent and showcase that here on home ice. So.
You talk about minor sports, and I see your son here as well. Did that kind of play a factor into it too when you're a dad and you kind of go through it and knowing about, you know, your son going up and wanting to look and play different sports? Does that kind of play a factor into it for you too?
Yeah, it definitely does, right? You know, we like to, you know, live vicariously through them, I guess. You know, when we were younger and going through those ages, and, you know, didn't always have the same things they're getting now at the younger ages, almost getting treated like pros at a very young age. You know, it's cool to see. So, you know, obviously when you have kids and they're getting treated properly in minor sports, and takes up a lot of their time, as we all know, keeps them busy and occupied. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat.
You talk about the community, and the community of Vernon, obviously, you know, is a great spot in the Okanagan. The Okanagan's a great spot in general to be a part of, so it makes it easy to come out and do this kind of thing. And for yourself, you know, in these businesses, the local businesses, it must feel pretty good to be out in the community and obviously have your face out there as well, especially when it comes to something like this.
Yeah, you bet. It's nice. You know, we haven't done a lot of work locally in a long time. You know, we're very industrial, so we do a lot of oil and gas. We do agricultural with, you know, canola plants out in the you know, Saskatchewan and Alberta, eastern Alberta, and we also do we're into forestry too. So you know, a lot of our local work will be involved with the forestry, with the sawmill industry and things like that. But yeah, it's nice to put your name into something local and watch it grow.
And just adding on to that, I'm sure, you know, you get a chance to watch some of this hockey now. What do you think about some of these young kids out here?
It's wild.
You talk about your son, and obviously these guys that are treated like pros, they're playing like pros sometimes out there.
It's fascinating to watch how advanced they get from one year to the next. You know, like I remember watching 4 or 5 years ago when my nephew came through the ranks, and you know what kids can do now at that age today. They're developing, you know, and advancing so fast. It's cool to watch for sure.
So lastly now, you know, you're looking at this game, it's a 5-4 game, a lot of goals, and it's an exciting one to be a part of, but you know, for Iron Ghost, is this something that you could see even growing more in the future as well? Not just this tournament, but obviously your relationship with the tournament as well. It seems like it's going hand in hand quite well. Construction and hockey's always gone hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, and you know, it's just something that I didn't really see myself doing as a young kid, but it's just the way that the tables went, and I just, you know, had a really strong work ethic from a young age, and went into sports therapy and then paramedicine after that, and then, you know, family started, and you know, got a good opportunity, and then just kind of ran with it. And you know, we were very fortunate. We got a couple good breaks, capitalized on some good opportunities, and here we are. So if we grow, then the community will benefit from it around us.
Well, we appreciate your support as always. Thank you so much.
Bet.
It's been a big part of it, I know, over the course of the years, especially here this year as well. So excited to have you on, and excited to have you here as well. Thanks for coming on and doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Perfect.
Right on.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you
Appreciate
bet.
your
Thanks
time.
for having me. Yeah,
awesome.
I think I got some of your merch here.
Yeah, you don't want to for period number 2 here at the UMH-68 Invitational here in BC. Trevor Miller here with you on our UMH-68 YouTube page as we get set for period number 3, or period number 2, here between Team Black and Team Blue. 2-1 Team Blue with the lead. They'll start with 1:20 of power play time. Will Team Black as they're quickly into the offensive zone. Nathan Sleggett back in the line with a shot that was blocked away from the front of the goal on that shot attempt that came from the midpoint. Black back onto it here. Puck comes back to the line and back out through to center. Osgood will take over, back inside of his own zone, now giving up at a chance right in front that forced just wide. Down low is Osgood now. Max Osgood trying to work his way out of it now. Forced back out through to center and carried back in here by Team Black. Turning back there in the right circle. Romadnik trying to find the handle. Comes loose left wing to the net. That's stopped, and a good save there by James McRae. Back ahead through to center now as Team Blue trying to make their way in. Here's a chance to the front of the net. Ty Warnock went to the goal. He was hauled down, and we're going to get a penalty coming here against Team Black, who had 31 seconds of power play time remaining. They're going to go back to the penalty kill, but we'll play 4-on-4 here in the meantime. It's going to be Max Osgood that's going to go off for the penalty. Face-off that'll come back to the glove side of the goal of McRae. 2 minutes, or just over a minute gone here in the second period. Face-off, glove side of the goal of the netminder Max Davis. As this puck is forced back along the right side and back out through to center. So Osgood in the box here is now we're to 4-on-4. Brought back ahead through the center, now pushed back out through neutral ice and carried back in here by Blue as they'll work back into the center, and a centering attempt. Davis to save the rebound, forced just wide. Back out through center now, it's Team Black that will try and make their way out with it. Out of the box there for Blue is Ben Tyson, so they're on the power play for the next minute and 25 seconds. Worked back in from the corner and a centering pass right in front. That's knocked away as the puck goes loose to the left corner. Team Black off the boards and held on here by Tyson. Makes a move, gets into the left circle, comes back up to the midpoint now. Sale tried to free it back up to the middle for Tyson. Puck comes free in the right circle, thrown to the net quickly, and Davis, another quick stop. Down below the goal line now, it's worked around the wall and back out to neutral territory. And it's taken by Lanoff, and he'll give it back across now for Raymond Saul. Saul makes his way ahead down the left wing, cuts to the middle, Saul into the right circle. Brady Lanoff with 45 seconds to go on this power play. Around the boards on the right side. Going to throw that toward the front of the net. That's knocked down and rifled all the way down ice. They're attempting to go down ice. The puck will get caught up at center. Big collision there and bouncing back out to the middle. Tristan Schmidt trying to get to it now as Reed will. Emily Reed centering into the high slot. As Tyson tried to find the handle, got it back in the right circle and put it on. And Max Davis makes the save and a face-off that'll come back inside of Team Black territory. 17-16 to go here in the second. 19 seconds remains in this power play opportunity for Team Blue. Face-off that'll come to the glove side and off the draw. Harlan Heasby with a shot that stopped. The rebound loose in front as Hesby's initial shot steered away and the rebound cleared away from the front of the goal. Back to the right wing side now, taken over here, and a shot from the right side by Team Blue. That's steered away by Davis again. Power play is going to come to an end. Osgood's out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 here in this one. Blue back for the puck inside of their own zone. Cuthbertson now trying to make his way around. Back up to the middle of the ice and now pushed ahead on the right wing side here by Blue. Trying to advance their way ahead inside of the offensive zone. Another penalty coming up here against Team Black. Back along with it now, that's touched up, and with 16:35 to go in the second period, we'll get another penalty upcoming here and a hooking call for another power play for Team Blue.
That's not a penalty, Red.
So Team Black will go to the power play. or to the penalty kill again. Kessler Barclay is off for the penalty. Face off, they'll come back to the blocker side of Max Davis. Back down below the goal line now. It's taken by Black as Kaiser works it back around the boards on the left wing side. Here's Besser now, holding that in. Down to the left wing circle. Blue with it once again now. Circling back there is Bishop. Comes to the line for Besser. A power play goal already in the game. Fired that one wide for the midpoint. Sent back up the boards. Besser back with it again. Forced back along to the right wing side. And now below the goal line, a centering feed in front, knockdown, put to the net. Davis the save. The rebound attempt, that's into a fray in front. Loose puck scrambled just wide of the glove side. Back down low, here is Blue once more. Trying to get the handle on this. Back up with that now to the left wing side. It goes to the point for Besser. Right wing feed moving in with that. Simpson to the net. Davis the save, and he'll hang on. With 1:10 to go here in this power play. 15:45 to go here in the second period, and a 2-1 game in favor of Team Blue. Face-off will come back inside of the Team Black zone as Black tried to make their way up the ice, but picked off of the blue line by Lenoff, and Blue trying to set up on this power play that has a minute left in it. Leffler down to the corner. Thrown back down low now as it's taken over here below the goal line by Aiden. Aiden back behind the net with it now for Blue. Try to get it back ahead on the left wing side. Blue back to the line now as it goes there for Lenoff. That's picked off and brought back the other way. Out at center, here is Callander. Warner Callander now makes his way back in. Can advance deep inside of the Team Blue territory as Blue will work it back out through to center. Forced back in now to the high slot. Taken over here by Saul. Saul trying to get it back out in front. Loose puck right in front as it's pushed away and now taken over by Black as they'll turn it back the other way and get it out to center. Pushed back ahead through the neutral zone, and that puck will come back inside of Team Black territory. Back out through to center now. Here comes Sluggett as he makes his way out to center. Sluggett will force his way back in. It's back around to the left wing side. Trying to force that one out there is Team Blue. They'll get it back out through to center. Picked off in neutral ice as Romadnik now will take over as he'll work his way back into the offensive zone. Romadnik trying to find the handle on a penalty coming up here against Team Blue. Puck comes loose to the side of the goal. Back behind the net now is Team Black who will gather it. Now Black back onto it into the corner. Work back around to the right side and now push back to the right circle. Trying to get that puck is lodged. Now Romadnik back onto it again. Romadnik delays. Left wing side now for Team Black as they'll control on the left wing half board. Sent back up top, Romadnik to the middle, and that's touched up with 13:56 to go here in the second period. And another penalty coming up here. This has been the most penalized game I think we've had so far, at least in the last few games for sure. So another power play opportunity upcoming here, and it's going to go to Team Black this time, and it's Ben Tyson who's going to go off again for another penalty. Face-off that'll come to the blocker side of the goal of James McRae. All the way down ice. That puck will travel for Team Black as they'll go back onto it inside of their own zone. Puck sent ahead out to center. Played back along the right wing side now is Kane Corkle trying to work this back out of his own end. Puck pushed out to neutral ice now as Lodge tries to bring this back in for Black on the power play. Bounce back out to center and now pushed around here by Raymond who gets that puck ahead out to neutral ice. Lead feed just out of the reach in the neutral zone there of Corkle, and it is slammed back out to center there by Team Blue. Back in is Corkle. Right wing now for Lodge. Lodge works in right circle, a shot. Blockered away by McRae. Rebound to the dot, now back up the left wing side. Black along with it now. Forced back along left wing circle. Now holding and shooting is Corkle. That stop. Rebound comes back out to the blocker side. Down to the left wing corner now. It's taken on here with 1 minute to go in the power play. Here's roll back to the right wing circle. Put to the net there by Smith. And that was kicked away from the front of the net by McRae. Back around the left wing now to the blue line and out towards center. As it's Raymond who will circle back and neutral ice, trying to get that puck ahead. Power play continuing on for the next 45 seconds now. Taken along through the neutral zone. Pushed back in here by Team Black and a long shot up and over the net. Puck rattles around to the right wing side. Gonna get the handle on that. Here is Black in the offensive zone. They will now as the puck centered and just missed on that backdoor attempt. Comes loose and another penalty upcoming here as this is worked back into the right wing corner and pushed toward the front of the goal. Loose puck back behind the net. Taken on here by Black, and now it's back in the left wing corner and taken over here by Black and pushed to the blue line, not out. Now Blue will touch up and we'll get another penalty called here. Interference, the call with 11 seconds to go in the original penalty, so the 11-second 5-on-3 power play upcoming here for Team Black. And a face-off that'll take place back inside of Team Blue territory to the right of the Team Blue goal. 12:07 to go here in the second period. 11 seconds of 5-on-3 power play time upcoming here for Team Black. Puck to the line. Kaiser just can't hold it on side as that's worked back out to center. Sent out to center. Worked back ahead there by Blue, and they'll fire it all the way down ice here. 11:50 to go in the second period. Back for this is Black deep inside their own zone. They'll work it ahead and get it out to center. And it's Besser that will force this back in deep inside of Team Black territory. So the 5-on-3 over 5-on-4 now for a minute and a half here for Black as they have trouble getting under their own end here as it's forced ahead by Mondu back out through to center. Now played back inside of the offensive zone. Here's Tyson out of the box as he tries to make his way back in on the right side. Forced back out through to center. Tyson gets to that puck and will lift this back inside of offensive territory. And a penalty upcoming here to Team Black. So 1:07 to go here in this power play, but now will be 4-on-4 as a slashing call coming against Getz, who got a couple of whacks in there, but tried for a third, and that's what he was called for the penalty for, and a face-off that'll come back inside of Team Black territory. So 11:13 to go here in the second, and 1:07 of 4-on-4 time will be played here in the second period. Off the face-off now, this puck is rattled around to the left wing side, and up with that here is Team Black as they'll work back out to center. Carried in now by Callander. Callander tried a quick shot there, that was knocked down. Brought back ahead by Blue as that's pass to the middle is broken up. Here's Callander back in, centering a pass right in front. The defensive play there by Saul to knock that puck away from Falk. Puck out to center and worked back ahead on the right side there as Falk will deflect it in. Here's Saul back forward inside of his own zone. Saul trying to race his way back out to center. Loose puck comes back inside of Blue territory, and Lanoff is back onto it here for Blue. Played around to the right side, and now out to center. Here is Leffler. Leffler trying to work his way in. Now for Lanoff. Lanoff cuts to the middle and just lost the handle on that. Brought back the other way here by Black. 11 seconds to go in this power play, or this 4-on-4 as it's sent in deep. Puck took an awkward hop there on Sluggin when it comes back along for Blue. Bank pass off the boards just out of the reach of Bishop, who will race it down. 50 seconds to go here on a power play opportunity for Blue, and a centering pass could not be found in the middle of the ice. That puck will come back out to center. Cuthbertson with under 10 minutes to go in the second period. Work back in here to the left wing corner. Cuthbertson tied up there. Loose puck battled for below the goal line and back behind the net. This one will come free and taken along here by Team Black as they'll clear it down ice, courtesy of Nathan Sluggett. Blue back forward inside of their own zone as they'll rattle it around the boards, and that puck forced back out through to center. Taken on by Osgood in neutral ice, and he'll lay it in deep. 10 seconds remains here in this power play opportunity. Puck sent ahead as It's Cuthbertson now onto it. Besser through the middle. Pass can't be corralled there by Bishop, and power play is over. So now we're back to 5-on-5. See how long this stays with how this period's gone on, as it's Besser who will gather it here on the left wing side. Besser for Stacy. Stacy trying to get the handle up ice now as Schmidt has that kick off his stick. Bouncing puck on the right wing side. Under that is Getz. Dropped it back off here in the corner. Working to that below the goal line now and trying to feed that back out in front is Black as they'll take this puck back down low, and another penalty called here with 8:40 to go here in the second period. Well, the parade to the penalty box for both teams continues here in the second frame, and it's going to be Getz who's going to go right back to the box, cross-checking the call. And with 8:41 to go in the second, it's another blue power play. Face-off blocker side of the team black net, and they're going to switch the goaltenders here. So didn't know if this was going to happen, but it's going to be Max Davis that's going to go off, and Davis has been fantastic throughout the course of this game. He was terrific here today, and now it's Michael Ledoux that's going to get the nod here for the second half of this game. It's James McRae that's going to stay in for Team Blue. Back around the boards on the left wing side. They each had a full game on Friday and then split each game today. So Ledoux in net, and he's got to face a power play as his first chance of playing here in this one. Here's Simpson at the right point, making a move. Simpson drops it down to the right wing corner, now centering a pass in front, and that was knocked down, and clearing down ice is Team Black. Rattle around to the right half board, big hit there, and another penalty upcoming with 8 minutes to go in the second. Boarding is the call. Good to see as that's Knox down in the corner, who got hit from behind by Saul. And Knox back up to his feet. Good to see him get back off and make his way back to the bench. So a 5-minute penalty for Raymond Saul on that boarding penalty and a game misconduct. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 1:19, and then it'll be Team Black that'll work on that extended power play on the major penalty. So Saul, the 5-minute penalty for the check from behind. To go here in the second period, and a face-off that'll come back to the glove side of the blue net. As the referee's just confirming with the scorekeeper's box of what the penalty is, so I don't know if Blue will have anybody that will to serve that penalty, but Face-off will come back to the glove side, and up with that now is Team Black on this 4-on-4 sequence. Roll down low behind the net. Good to see Kendall Knox get up and get back to the bench, so hopefully he'll be all right to continue here, as it's Osgood that will take this puck back out through to center and will make his way ahead. Osgood into skates. Puck comes free on the left wing side, and now worked back out through to center and flipped up ahead. Cuthbertson trying to make his way ahead. He'll carry in. Cuthbertson to the net, and an acrobatic save by Michael Ledoux to keep that one out. Puck forced around and up the boards on the left wing side. That one knocked down and now taken over here by Roll with 38 seconds to go in 4-on-4 play. Around the left wing side, here's Blue with a chance and a sharp angled shot by Reed. Fired it up and over the goal. And all the way around the boards, that puck will travel back inside of Blue territory with 25 seconds to go here in the second period. Now working out with this here is Team Blue. Here's Hesby that will make his way ahead. Back down the left wing side, Hesby driving wide, working back behind the net. Hesby still in the right wing corner with it. Back up top it goes, now across on the left wing side. Reed with another try to the net, and Ledoux will get a piece of that and hang on and cover up. With 6:46 to go in the second, and a 2-1 lead in favor of Team Blue. So no goals in this period. We had about 1,500 penalties, but no goals so far. Well, 5 seconds of 4-on-4 play, and then after that it'll be a 3-minute and 41-second 5-on-4 major power play for Team Black.
They'll put somebody in closer.
Black will find the handle onto it now, and a stretch pass ahead out of the boxes. Getz trying to race after it here. Gets tracked down. Great play by Simpson to get back and knock that puck away. Forced back in the left wing circle now. Loose puck in the dot. Besser will take it over. He'll start ahead shorthanded. Fed it up the right wing side. Here's Bishop working in right circle. Shot blocker save. Getting a piece of that one was Ledoux, who's been thrust into action here since coming on halfway through the game. And he's had to face a power play, a couple of really good looks, and he's looked strong so far. So Team Black now circling here as Kaiser back with it. 3 minutes to go here on this power play opportunity for Team Black. Back out at center. Bishop will work it back in on the backhand. Kaiser back forward behind the net. Kaiser left it along in the slot. Now taken over here as Londu couldn't find that at center. Bouncing puck down. Kaiser will get back onto it here. 2:40 to go here in the power play. 5:40 to go here in the second period. Forced back in on the right wing side. Here's Lodge with a shot, steered away by McRae. Rebound taken over here by Blue, and they'll take over and try to send it down ice. That was Corkle that knocked that down. And now back on the left wing side. It's played back below the goal line into the right wing corner as it's fired down ice by Blue. Here's Blackdale along with it. Romadnik drops it back off. Sluggett now will take this back inside of his own zone. 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Sluggett turned it over at the blue line and a chance the other way. Here's Stacy trying to make his way in, dancing around the left wing side. Down below the goal line, that will travel, and down back in the corner. It's taken here by Blue that will possess in the offensive zone while short-handed. Went off, throw it down to the left wing circle. Romadnik now back behind the goal, and now it's Sluggett that will start his way ahead with that, with 1:35 remaining on this power play. Sluggett works back in. Dropped it off to the left wing point. Loose puck comes back in front. Sluggett in the middle now. Back up to the midpoint here for Smith. Back along to the right side. They can't keep it in though. That's offside. Blue will get an opportunity to kill some time off the penalty killing clock and will work it across to the right side there where it's flung back out through to center by Lanoff. So 1:10 remains in this power play. Black makes their way ahead. Out to center through the middle of the ice now, carried in. Here's Romadnik. He turned that over. Back the other way. Here comes Blue working ahead. Hesby now will make their way in after it's been a fantastic penalty kill so far here for Blue. Throw it toward the front of the net. That gets past the crease and now forced back in deep by Blue down below the goal line. 45 seconds to go here in this power play opportunity. Puck work to the corner, and now Black will carry it back out to center. Here's Barclay making his way ahead. Barclay down the right wing, into the right corner, stopping up there and couldn't find the handle on the puck. Blue to the line and not out. Held on there by Falk. Falk Tried to work it down low, rolled to the front of the net. That was knocked down before it could get to the net, and Besser will work it out to center. 20 seconds remains here in this power play. 3:15 to go, period number 2. 2-1 Team Blue with the lead. Black back in once again. Here's Roll across the line. Roll working his way in on the right wing half-board, centering a pass right in front of one off the outside of a skate. Back up to the right wing side, and now Roll will take on once more. Fed to the middle, broken up, race for it here. Gillis against Raymond trying to get to the puck. Raymond can't find it. Here's Gillis in all alone to the backhand, stopped by Ledoux. As the power play expires, Michael Ledoux, a huge stop on the breakaway. Able to make that save on Berkeley Gillis and keep the game 2-1 with 2:52 to go in the second. Face off back to the glove side of the goal of Ledoux as this puck wrapped back around and popped up the boards and back out to center. Here comes Osgood making his way in, just had that puck roll off his backhand. Osgood now trying to center that back out in front before it's taken over and started the other way, and out through center comes Team Blue. Here's Tyson now trying to dangle his way in. Broken up and forced all the way down inside of Blue territory. That will roll past the net and go for icing in a face-off that'll come back inside of Team Black territory with 2:24 to go here in period 2. Face-off glove side of the goal of Ledoux. Played back ahead and out through center now. Here comes Team Black working in. Lodge right wing circle, holds and shoots, and a great shoulder save by McRae. Forced it up and out of play. Good stop there by McRae as he got the right shoulder on that shot from Lodge and got it up and out of play. So a face-off that'll come back inside of Team Blue territory. 32-20 the shots in favor of Team Blue so far. Off the face-off now, this puck back to the line and now pushed back toward the front of the goal and just fired wide of the net, back into the corner. Back to the right wing corner now as it's played back up there by Stacy and gathered up here by Schmidt as he'll work in. Schmidt tried to get the handle on that down to the left wing corner. Schmidt back up top. Has to be across right wing side. Put toward the front of the net. That was knocked down and played back inside of Team Blue territory. Brought back ahead by Blue as they'll work into the Team Black zone. Has to be back with it now with 90 seconds to go in the second period. Back behind the net. Pushed around to the left wing point. Now Stacy a long shot. That was blocked. Good heat getting in front of that by Kane Corkle. That puck sent back inside of Team Black territory. So Black will work on it out of their own zone here. Stretched ahead at center. Now back down inside of the offensive end. Here's Callander waiting down the right wing. Callander cuts to the middle. Still with the puck on a string as he forced it just up and over the net. 1:05 to go in the second period. Puck loose back in the right wing corner and pushed back behind the goal. Another penalty coming up here with 1 minute to go in the second period. And 56 seconds remaining here in the second frame. And will be Team Black who's going to go off. It's going to be Getz for his third penalty in this period. Slashing the call, and Team Blue right back to the power play once again. Face-off comes to the glove side of the goal of the Team Black net, and that puck fired all the way down ice. Out of the net and having to make a play on that as that puck comes back around and forced back out through to center and work back out across on the right wing side here for Blue. Right circle, and work back into the corner and a centering feed goes through the slot. 30 seconds to go here in the period. Besser across right wing. Dropped off there, and that puck forced ahead and back out through to center. Besser trying to get the handle on it there in neutral ice. Laid it ahead. Here's Simpson. Off the boards, back out through neutral territory. Bouncing puck that Besser will track down and will drop it back off here inside of his own zone. Besser gets it back up again. 9 seconds to go here in the second. Forced back in from neutral ice by Besser, and down to the right wing corner. Comes across. Black will clear, and then he'll sound the buzzer on period number 2. So no goals to speak of in that second period. A plethora of penalties, but no goals in the middle frame. And after 2, it's a 2-1 Team Blue lead over Black here after 2 periods of play. Take a look at our summary and how we've gotten to this point. Again, just no goals in that second period, just what we saw from the opening frame. Tristan Schmidt opened the scoring. Jackson Lodge came back and tied the game before Owen Besser made it. Blue lead over Black here after 2 periods of play. Take a look at our summary and how we've gotten to this point. Again, just no goals in that second period, just what we saw from the opening frame. Tristan Schmidt opened the scoring. Jackson Lodge came back and tied the game before Owen Besser over Team Black heading into period over Black here after 2 periods of play. Take a look at our summary and how we've gotten to this point. Again, just no goals in that second period, just what we saw from the opening frame. Tristan Schmidt opened the scoring. Jackson. How we got to this point. Again, stick with us after the game. The game's Grit and Grind Award brought to you by Brown Social House. 3 stars award from Nick Roughton and Coldwell Banker Executives Realty. The Player Nutrition brought to you by Nature's Fair Market. If it's good for you, we've got it. BioSteel, the platinum sponsor of the event. Iron Ghost Construction. We have Trevor on earlier and had a good chat with him in our earlier semifinal. Elite Prospects, a gold sponsor, as well as Up My Hockey and the Up My Hockey podcast and A. Kane Hockey. Head to the third. It's a 2-1 game for Team Blue over Team Black. We're back after this here from the UMH-68 BC Invitational here in Vernon.
Chris, thanks for joining us for the interview. Maybe a quick introduction, the team you're coaching.
Chris Osgood, I'm coaching Team Blue here at the 68. Great event. The boys that are here should be honored that they're here, and they are deservingly so.
Tell us a little bit about what brought you to this event. There's tons of tournaments with your background in history. There's a lot of people that you could help or participate in the tournaments. Why UMH-68?
Well, I've heard about it. It's certainly grown quite a bit, and Jason Padolin does a great job of He's well organized. It's more than just playing the games. There's a lot of mentorship and a lot of advice given in all aspects, whether it be in the locker room between periods, where they clean the ice after each period for that reason, talking about fitness, nutrition. He covers all angles. A banquet with just the boys. The parents aren't there, but it was a real cool thing just to have the boys there, and we gave speeches and a little bit of advice moving forward through their careers and what they need to do if they want to become a player.
Right. So I know that the boys were just at the tournament. You guys gave some advice. What were the parents watching this this broadcast here? What is the kind of advice that you would have given to these boys during the
probably about play? I mean, it's cliche of play the right way. That's your age now where they have to decide if they want to be hockey players or not, and that entails quite a bit. It's a big commitment. It used to be 8 months a year. Now it's about 11. Usually they take a little bit of time off, but it involves nutrition, getting the right amount of sleep, fitness, doing what's needed on the ice. The things you're not great at, if you're not quick enough, get quicker. If you need to get stronger in the gym, get quicker on the ice. So a lot of different things go into it besides just scoring goals and assists. When people watch these players, it's going to be about how they play the game. 200 feet all over the ice, whether it's not turning your back on the puck, as simple as that, being good defensively, being on the right side of the puck. If they see the ice, if they're a student of the game. I always say when they're away from us and they're by themselves, they have a decision to make. It's what they do when nobody's watching. And if they're going to shoot pucks, if they're going to do extra when they work out, if they're going to watch a hockey game instead of not watch it. Those are little things that are going to make a big difference moving forward instead of playing video games. So I know it's tough because their lives are a lot different than ours were, but they have decisions to make that are going to have consequences, either positive or negative, moving forward.
You know, Jason puts a lot of focus on this event as a professional event.
Yeah.
Why is that important for kids who are 13 and 14 years old? Why put such a focus on being professional?
Well, they're ready. I mean, it's like I said, and they're at the age now where people are going to start watching them, especially this coming season for them and during the course of the next 2-3 years. It's how they handle themselves. I scouted for 4 years. We don't watch the score clock. When I was scouting, we watch mannerisms, how they're on the bench, how they interact with their teammates, how they play the game, their work ethic when they're down, if they never give up when maybe they're down 5-0 on the road somewhere. It's all about the intangibles and their IQ for the game, and that comes with watching hockey and being a student of the game and taking what they get here and actually using it moving forward. So there's a lot that goes into it besides the goals and the assists, which is really emphasized when they're younger, and the ones that learn it quicker and get to that point where Hammond really want to be a player and do all little things that are either.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about your background for a moment. You're a goalie.
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit just for the goalies, the goalie parents, and talk a little bit about the goalie mindset. What makes a goalie mindset? What makes a goalie successful as you have been in your career?
A goalie mindset has to be it's repetition and being and perfecting your task. I always said being a goalie is you're playing the most imperfect position. You never know what's going to happen. It's a random place to be. A puck could hit somebody, a puck hit the boards, come out. There's a lot of things that you can't control during the course of a game, and even in practice for that matter. So you got to do 4 or 5 things and repeat them over and over and get really good. Whether I'm going to be a really good skater. If I'm not, I'm going to do power skating before practice. I'm going to be out of the blue paint. I'm going to be on my angles. I'm going to do certain things the right way. I'm going to really focus on the puck. I'm going to be ready by the time I hit the red line. I have my routine before a game. So as a goalie, especially younger, you got to control what you can control. And those are the things, is being ready, having a good attitude, because a lot of times it might not go well. It's how you bounce back and what you do after. But if you have a great foundation and build that on your own and build that self-confidence, it doesn't matter what anybody else says or how the games go or what happens, because there's going to be ups and downs. And when you're doing great, stay even keel, and when it's not so good, stay even keel still. But that comes with work and preparation, because if you're ready and you put in the work, it's like doing a test in school, then you're going to feel confident when you're ready for anything.
That's amazing. The kids are coming out of the locker room Sunday after the last game, and they say a few things. You hear that, and as a coach, as a mentor, as somebody participating in this tournament, you go, yes, that's what I wanted them to learn. That's what I wanted them to walk away with. What would those statements be? What would they be saying as they leave?
I hope it's that they learn closer or what path they need to take to be a hockey player. Hey, I know I have to do that now. I know I have to. Maybe I know I have to be better defensively. It's all not always what you did when you're 10, 11, 12, 13. It's your trajectory now. Like, are you continuing to get better? Are you taking stuff away from even the banquet where you had speakers there that played a lot of games in the NHL, and Jason Padola, who does a fantastic job in talking with him about his ups and downs in his career, because we all have had them. If they leave here and say, hey, even if they didn't have a great weekend, hey, I got better this weekend. It was tough, and I played well, but I'd like to do better. And now I know how much I got to work hard now. I got to work harder. I have to get better. I mean, you want to hear those things from these kids this age, because there's not a single player, not even the NHL, that knows, unless your name's McDavid, that has to get better at certain things. So you want them to leave here feeling confident, but also giving them, putting more tools in their toolbox to know what they need to do moving forward to become the player they want to become.
Well, I've got one last question for you. You're standing before your 14-year-old self right now. And with all your knowledge, your experience, the things that you learn now throughout your career, you're going to impart something upon your 14-year-old self. What would you tell yourself?
I would have told myself to do extra, to work harder. I mean, all the time, Dean McCammon talked about it. You have instances in the course, even when you're in the NHL in your career, where you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you got to catch yourself. And it's the guys that catch. It's having a purpose in everything you do, and having a kind of a routine, a program, and whether it's I eat this at a certain time. I do this workout. I need to get my feet quicker, so I'm going to do that. To have more of a purpose in everything I did, and it would have been a lot easier, and you would have felt a lot better about yourself moving forward. I always say, if you put the work in, you have a purpose, and you have a plan, and you repeat it over and over again, wins and losses will take care of themselves. That's not in your control. It doesn't matter. That's for a goalie, for anybody, but you can control your preparation, your trajectory. Like, be in charge of your development is what I would say. That's a good way of putting it, and don't rely on anybody else, and take responsibility for that, and you'll have the confidence to be fine no matter what happens, and you'll continue to get better.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Welcome back. Third period action upcoming. Team Black, Team Blue. Team Blue up by a 2-1 score after 40. And they start with a power play here to begin this third period. There's a chance down the right side as Ewan Cuthbertson trying to put that one on off the left pad of the goaltender. And that in the way of Michael Ledoux, and a shot from the left wing side off a stick and over the net, out of play. 21 seconds in to this third period, 44 seconds remaining here in play time for Team Blue. A 2-1 game here at the UMH-68 BC Invitational. Reminder that this production and this weekend brought to you by the Up My Hockey podcast. From Mindset to Performance, your go-to source for unlocking the next level in your game. Cuthbertson, a shot from the line. That was knocked down. Bouncing puck comes loose to the middle. Make it on here by Stacy. Fed along right wing side now, pushed back in. There's a shot from the rush stop. Rebound, another save. Great stop by Ledoux to keep this a 1-goal game. Here's Cuthbertson down the wing. On the goal line, try to center it back out in front. Loose puck will be corralled and taken on here as it's pushed back ahead and back out through to center, where it's taken over here in neutral ice and pushed back along into the corner by Hesby. 5 seconds to go here in this Blue power play. Hesby down the right wing side, cuts into the front of the net, lost the handle and a backhand shot, just forced away from the front of the net, fired all the way down ice by Black. So now we're to a 5-on-5 situation. And back to even strength. Harlan Hesby out to center. Here's Kaiser, now for Mondu. Mondu ahead at center, now Callander knocked it down. Blue back onto it now inside of their own zone. Flip back ahead out through center, and up with that now is Mondu, who will go back onto it inside of his own end. Mondu tried to make his way out with that, and a shot that went up and over the goal. Back along with it to the line. Here's Simpson right wing side. Simpson to the net. Standing blocker save made by Ledoux. Puck worked around to the corner and now back up the right wing side. It's pushed out ahead through to center and carried back along here by Blue as they'll advance their way back out through to neutral territory. Bounced ahead on the right wing side. Turning back on that on the right half board here is Tyson. Trying to center it back in front. Trying to go to from the backhand of the forehand was Reed. Lost the handle on that. Will land it to the line. Held on side. Up with that now at the blue line, a long shot. That was blocked, and Callander could have a break going the other way. Can't quite find the puck. He regathers here in the left circle as it's pushed toward the front of the goal and steered away from the front of the net. Simpson got back to take that puck away. Blue out ahead to center. There's Reed trying to work his way back in, but play whistle down with 17:29 to go here in the third, and good chance going the opposite way for Callander trying to tie this game, but can't get the handle. Face-off back inside of Team Blue territory. Puck back to the line. Here's Sluggett now holding and shooting, and a glove save made by James McRae. Continues to be outstanding here in this game. Only 1 goal against for McRae. This 2-1 game going into the third, one of the lowest scoring games that we've had so far throughout the course of the weekend. A lot of high scores so far, but you feel the intensity between these teams. You know, they've only got together a few times, haven't really got a whole lot of work put in together, but these teams want to try and make their way to the final tomorrow. They take on Team Gray as that puck right in on goal and covered up there by McRae. 17-16 to go in the third, and we have a penalty here. It's going to go against Team Blue, and it's going to be Brady Lenoff that's going to go off, and a power play opportunity now for Team Black. Roughing is the call, and a face-off will come back inside of the Team Blue zone. Will come to the blocker side, off the face-off now. This ripped pass, Sluggett at the rough point, and back down inside of Team Black territory now as Ledoux frees it back around there for Sluggett in the left wing corner. Back behind the net now, it's Romadnik that will take over, and he'll start ahead through center with this. Romadnik now across the line, carrying down the left wing side. Romadnik to the middle. Sluggett back across right wing, now thrown to the net. That one steered just wide. Back up to the point. Here's Romadnik now back with it. Back at the left point, still holding on to it now. And drop it down low. Loose puck comes back down the left wing corner as that one's pushed to the middle of the ice and now brought the other way here by Team Blue as they'll get out to center and dumped in deep by Gillis. 1:10 of power play time remaining here for Team Black. Rana headed out to center now as it's raced back in from the right side here by Black as they'll work their way in. Romadnik now tried to get the handle on that, but it's taken by Blue and forced down ice. 50 seconds to go here in this power play opportunity for Black. Fired ahead and worked out here for Callander. Gets it across on the right wing side. Back for Callander on the right wing. Works to the right circle, turning back in the corner. Back up top, it goes to the midpoint now for Raymond. Raymond, left wing half board here, trying to get the handle on that as roll. Back to the line, Raymond holds it onside. Raymond to the front of the net, that's off a body and off the pads of McRae. Back up the center of the line, Raymond holds it on from his knees. 15 seconds to go on this power play. Loose puck comes back up to the middle, now into the circle and picked up here by Blue. They'll make their way out to center and they'll race ahead, a short-handed try. Back up the middle of the ice, now worked back in on the left wing here by Schmidt. Nice job by Raymond to keep his man to the outside and knock him down. Power play is over. We're back to 5-on-5 with 15:10 remaining here in the third period. Here comes Osgood down the right side. Max Osgood to the net, off the side of the net, loose puck side of the goal and covered up there by McRae with just over 5 minutes gone here in this third period. And we'd like to remind you, Elite Prospects is sponsoring the tournament stats and the All-Star Awards and is the gateway to hockey online since 1999. EliteProspects.com is the #1 statistical hockey resource serving over 1 million unique visitors weekly. It offers the most informative hockey player database on the web and has the most reliable transaction tracker available. Puck out to center now as Blue will make their way back in on the left wing side, working in deep inside of the offensive zone. Back down below the goal line, centering pass, comes back to the midpoint. Besser delays, gives it across on the right side. Right half board here, it is taken by Reed. He lost the handle on that, and that's punched back up the boards on the right side. Trying to work that out is Black. That comes back out to neutral territory and taken now by Tyson. Tyson tried to work that ahead. Here's Kaiser, back across right wing. Right back out by Black, secondary effort now as Mondo will play it back out to the neutral zone. Back out through neutral territory. Mondo back inside of the offensive zone. Here's Besser off the boards. Mondo once again racing onto it in neutral ice. Tried to skirt his way down the right wing side, had that knocked off the puck, and now taken by Blue as they'll lift it back out through to center. Kaiser back forward inside of his own zone. Kaiser sends it ahead, out of the reach of Smith in neutral ice. That will go for an icing with 13:50 remaining in this third period. 2-1 the score in favor of Team Blue. Again, tomorrow we'll have 2 games for you coming up, 8:30 tomorrow morning and then 11 a.m. for you on your Father's Day. 8:30 we'll see the bronze medal game. So the loser of this game will take on Team Red tomorrow at 8:30. The championship game, we'll see the winner of this game take on Team Gray at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Forced ahead and out to center now as Team Black will make their way in. Down the left wing side, here's Knox. Turning back onto it here on the left wing side. Good to see him get back in after that collision he had earlier in the game, and he's taken off the puck, and a penalty coming here to Harlan Heasby is going to go off. And with 13:33 to go here in the third period, Heasby goes for a penalty and another power play. Face off Walker's side of the goal. Of the Blue net after that penalty that he's being and firing all the way down ice. There is Blue off that face-off victory. So taken here by Team Black as they'll make their way out of their own zone, holding the penalty to Heasby. Brought back ahead through center now as Sluggett works ahead on the left wing side. Penalty upcoming here to Team Black, and we're back to 4-on-4.
Come on!
Interference the call with 13:12 to go here in the third.
That's getting a bit silly.
As off for the penalty is Dayton Romadnik. And a power play opportunity that has gone by the wayside for Team Blue. So we'll play 4-on-4 for a minute 39 seconds, and then an abbreviated power play for Team Blue for 21 seconds after that. Draw that'll come to the glove side of the goal of Ledoux off the face-off. That puck is worked right to the side of the net and pushed back ahead on the right side here before it's played back to the middle and up through the middle of the ice, but that is Raymond. Raymond gets it ahead, just out of the reach of his intended target, and knocks all the way down ice. That will travel back down low to the left wing corner. Left circle now, Knox back to the midpoint. Back along for Knox on the left wing side. That one worked along to the left wing half boards. Knox back below the goal line now, comes out goal line, just tried to make his way toward the front of the goal on the blocker's side before it was snuffed out there by McRae. Blue gets it out of their own zone as they'll work their way ahead. Out to center, there's Lanoff. Lanoff fires it back in deep. Down below the goal line here is Raymond. Raymond back out of his own zone. 50 seconds remains in the 4-on-4. Raymond makes his way ahead. Carries back down the right side. Down below the goal line now, back behind the net. Taken on here and turning back into his own zone here. Working it back along there is Blue as they'll break it back out to center. Team Blue out to neutral ice. Puck comes free now for Raymond. Raymond trying to work it back in deep. He gets it back again as that one hit the referee. Ronan Raymond out to center. Here's Callander now making his way in. Callander cuts to the middle and a shot off a stick and wide of the goal. Puck caroms around on the left wing side. Bank back out to center there by Team Blue as they'll work it to neutral ice and force back in from neutral territory. Here Callander makes a move as he works back in. Callander to the net, backhands that one on, and McRae able to keep that one out. Sent ahead with 3 seconds to go in the 4-on-4, so a shot by Bishop off the stick of Kaiser and out of play, and Blue will work on an abbreviated 19-second power play. With 11:31 to go here in the third period and a 2-1 lead for Team Black. Face-off glove side of the goal of Ledoux. Off the face-off now, this puck is forced out to center by Declan Smith. All the way down inside of Team Blue territory as they're back forward inside of their own zone. Here comes Simpson to work his way out. 5 seconds to go in this power play. Simpson trying to go end-to-end. Broken up by Roll and brought back the other way. Here comes Lodge making his way back in. Already a goal in the game for Lodge. That was off the rush in a similar fashion. And gloved and held by McRae as they're going to face off back in his own zone. With 11:07 to go here in the third period. 2-1 the score in favor of Team Blue. Face-off that'll come back to the blocker side of the Team Blue net. Off the draw, this puck worked to the corner, now back up the boards and past Mondu at the right point. This puck will find its way back inside of Team Black territory. Nice job there is working that puck to the corner and negating the icing there by Bishop. Bishop drops it down to the corner. Blue back onto it here as it's played back around to the right half board. Now comes across left wing side. Holding there is Lanoff, and he lost the handle on that. Brought back the other way by Black. Big collision there just inside the line, and Black back onto it here as it's brought along by Mondu as he'll send that back out through to center. Icing called for and now waved off as this puck worked down below the goal line. Back behind the net now with that is Simpson. Off the glass, breaks it out to center. Working down toward the front of the goal, that's Ledoux that will find the handle and cover it up with 10:19 to go here in period 3, and the game 2-1 in favor of Team Blue. Face-off coming to the blocker side of the goal of the netminder in Ledoux, and off the draw. Forced around there in the right wing corner in a scramble for it here along the boards. Digging along with it here as this puck still being jousted for before taken out by Blue. Centering attempt comes to the right wing side. Cuthbert's into the front of the net. That's steered away, and the rebound off the outside of the net on the try from Reed from a sharp angle. Puck back out to the blue line and now taken over. Reed, a long shot stopped by Ledoux. He'll find the handle on that as we're into the final 10 minutes of period number 3 in a 2-1 game in favor of Team Blue. Face-off that'll come to the blocker side of the goal of Ledoux. Off the draw, that one found its way off the post of the blocker side. Back down below the goal line now. Here's Tyson trying to center it back out in front. Cuthbertson at the line, making moves to his left now, throws it across there. Turning back on that is Hesby. Now will play it back down low. Reed below the goal line trying to get to it. Ties man up on the end boards. Leffler trying to find it as well. It comes free now for Roll. We'll play it up the boards and back out through to the right wing side where it's Knox that will take over and start ahead. Kendall Knox makes his way ahead across the line, down the left wing side. Tried to go back door on that attempt that was broken up by Hesby. As now he'll try and work that puck up the boards. Puck banked out to the blue line and now out past. And now here comes the Team Blue back the other way. Tyson trying to make his way in. A dance around a check there as the puck comes free on the right half board. Tyson worked it down low now as it's going to be Sluggett trying to make his way out of his own end. And back around along the wall on the left wing side. Tyson with a collision there on Getz. Around the boards on the right wing side, and now it's forced back out along the right wing here for Knox, so we'll play it ahead for Sluggett. 1-on-2 into the offensive zone. Sluggett advances his way in and lost the handle on that. Now as Hesby will take this and be taken into the corner boards here by Knox. 8:20 to go here in the third. Bouncing puck comes out to the middle. Blue back onto it now as they'll try and make their way out of their own zone. Banked ahead and out through center. Racing after it there is Gillis. Out of the net is Ledoux. Backhands that around as that comes back around the boards on the right wing side. Puck banked out through to center, or just inside the blue line. Gillis holds it on there for Blue. Works it back behind the net. Up with that now, trying to clear the puck out of the zone. Here is Team Black before that's knocked down, and it's Romadnik now takes this over here, and a penalty upcoming here to Blue. Romadnik knocked down. Now the play keeps going, even though it looks like Blue had touched that puck, but it's Black that will take over as they're working back across the right side, touched up here by Blue, and we've got a penalty coming up again to Team Blue. Slashing is the call. It's going to go against Gillis, and we're going to another Black power play here in the game that they trail 2-1. Face-off that'll come to the glove side of the goal of Team Blues then, or no, it didn't come to the blocker side. So to the right of McRae. 7:36 to go, third period, 2-1 game. Off the face-off, puck back to the line. Here's Sluggett now with it. Tried to pass back to the middle. That's broken up, and Romadnik from a knee was able to force that back ahead through to center. And now taken on here by Callander. Sends it back ahead on the right wing side. Sluggett will lay it back in deep. Down below the goal line now, and Simpson onto it here back behind the net. Wrapped around now for Callander. Back up top for Sluggett. Sluggett at the line, had that pressured away from him. Forced back out to center as he tried to work it up the boards, but hit the linesman's skates and now picked up by Max Osgood. Osgood makes his way down the left side, working his way in deep. Osgood down the left wing circle, back behind the net, skates back around the goal and sends it back up top to the right point for Romadnik. Off the boards now, Osgood. And to feed that one back in, loose puck right in front, and they score! It's a power play goal for Team Black to tie the game at 2, and it comes off the stick of guess who? Theo Falk makes it a 2-2 game. So a power play goal for Falk. As he got to that puck in the slot, found a way to worm it through the legs of McRae. And with 6:46 to go here in the third period, the game is tied 2-2. Face-off back at center now as Black has found their way back into this game. Down below the goal line, here is Blue, who will get onto it here inside of their own zone. Cuthbertson out of his own end to center now, and it's taken on here by Tyson. In across the line, Tyson makes a move to get into the right circle. Loose puck there is forced back ahead on the right side. Cuthbertson had that get away from him, and that puck comes back out to center. Cuthbertson Forced along now for Lenoff. Comes back out through to center and worked ahead on the right wing side before it's sent in deep now by Corkle. Back around the boards and below the goal line now, taken here by Lenoff in his own end. 6 minutes to go here in the third. And a 2-2 game. Forced back behind the net. Cuthbertson trying to make his way out on the left wing. Sends it ahead. Out to center now, tipped in by Tyson. Back inside of Black territory there as Mondu trying to work that up the boards. Kept in here by Team Blue as they'll try to pass to the right circle. Here's Tyson holding now, shooting that one off a stick and forced around back on the right wing side. There is Getz. Loose puck comes free right wing circle. Tyson to the net. Fire that one wide of the cage. Comes back around left wing side. Here's Hesby from a sharp angle, throws it on. The save by Ledoux. Rebound pops back out to the corner. Up with that now Tyson trying to get around a check. Centered it back in front and Team Black will counter and come the other way. Brought ahead out to center and worked back in deep from neutral ice. McRae knocks it down. Back below the goal line here is Blue with 5 minutes to go here in period 3 in a 2-2 game. Puck laid ahead to center. Here's Raymond back forward inside of his own zone. Raymond deep in his own end now below the goal line. Now roll ahead on the right side here for Team Black. Starting ahead out to center now. Here comes Knox carrying back and across the line. Knox working his way back in up the left wing side. Down below the goal line, wedged into the end boards. Puck kicked free there by Blue, and they'll advance their way back out through to center. Carried ahead on the right wing now as that's Aiden that tried to make his way in. Drops it back off for Gillis. Gillis to the right circle, and a neat right pad save made there by Ledoux. Back the other way comes Black. Here comes Falk, who will carry ahead. Falk down the right wing side, throws a backhander on. McRae will keep that into himself and hang on for the face-off with 4:16 to go here in the third period, and the game tied up 2-2. Draw that will come back to the left side of the goal. Of James McRae off the face-off. This one pushed back around in the left wing corner now as that puck sent ahead and now forced back along the left wing boards. Falk will throw that toward the front of the goal, and up with that now is Team Blue as they try to work their way out. Held on here, slug it from the line with a long shot, fired just wide. Puck forced back around now, it's taken here. Romadnik back across right side, slug it to the net, glove saved by McRae. Find the handle and hang on with 3:46 to go here in period number 3, and the game remains tied here 2-2. Draw will come back to the glove side of the goal of McRae. 3:46 remains here in this third period. Off the face-off now, taken over here by Team Black. Here's Sluggett from the line, throwing it on. Another save by McRae. And another face-off to come back inside of Team Blue territory. Draw that will come to the glove side of the goal of McRae, who's been the busier goaltender here in this third period. Black down by a goal. They pressured to come on to tie the game, and now looking to try and take the lead here in the third. Game up for grabs here in period number 3. Puck sent back to the blue line. Romadnik trying to make that play down low. Bouncing puck now as Tyson trying to get to it. Here's Sluggett in the right wing corner. Collision now as that puck will come below the line. Romadnik knocked down as he'll free that puck ahead, and out to center comes Team Black as they'll make their way ahead. Work down the right wing side, now trying to carry that one in his lodge. Puck comes loose back along to the left wing point, and that's broken up as it's going to be Blue that will come back out to center. Here's Tyson to make his way ahead. Left wing feed down the left side. Besser works to the corner. Had the puck skipped over his stick for a moment. Besser trying to find the handle in the corner. Slug it there forward now as he drops it back behind the net. Ties his man up on the end boards. Back behind the goal of Ledoux, they go to work. Romadnik now will take this over with 2:45 to go here in the third. Puck worked free. Nice move by Tyson, but gave the puck up now back along with it on the left wing side. Reed tried to get toward the front of the net. Puck comes loose back along the left side and poked back ahead, and out to center comes Team Blue. Smith works it back in for Black. Lanoff will force this up and out of play with 2:46 now remaining here in the third period in a game that's the game that is 2-2. Well, definitely looking like this will be the tightest, one of the tightest games that we've seen in the tournament. We've had one-goal games, haven't had an overtime game yet. Lowest scoring game of the tournament that we've had so far is this one here tonight. Face-off that'll come back to the Walker side of McRae off the draw. Mondu with a shot from the line that got knocked down before it could get to the net. Played back around on the right wing, now poked back up there by Blue. Nice job there as standing up the line as Kaiser to hold that puck in. Continue to joust for it along the boards on the left wing side with 2 minutes to go here in period number 3. Still with it now and taken over here by Blue as they'll make their way ahead out through center. Puck sent ahead, Simpson couldn't get that down ice. That's knocked down and now taken over here by Team Black. Mondu up the boards. Forced back inside the line there for a moment before it's sent back out to center and laid back in there by Team Blue. So back for this inside of Team Black territory now as Mondu makes the play ahead and banked up the boards looking for Getz. Picked off there by Simpson with 1:30 to go here in the third. Mondu from inside of his own zone. Forced it out on the right wing side now for Knox. Knox works his way back ahead. Bouncing puck now that can't be corralled. Knox gets it back again inside the blue line. Down the right wing side. Knox to the corner. Lost the handle on that. Wrapped up the boards on the right wing as Blue will get back onto it. They'll make their way ahead with 1:05 remaining here in the third. Aiden down the right wing side. Works his way down to the corner. Aiden down to the corner below the goal line now. We'll give this puck free. Final minute of play here in period number 3. Sent back behind the net now. Blue back onto it here, deep into their own zone. Back in the right wing corner. Blue tried to drop that on off. Stacy trying to find the handle. Gathered by Falkus. He'll make his way ahead. Fed it ahead. That one will go right back into McRae. He'll cover it up with 37 seconds to go here in period number 3. Face-off will come to the left side. 37 to go here in the third period. And off the draw now, it's pushed back to the blue line. Tempted to anyway as Blue will take onto that. Lifts high in the air, back up through center. Bouncing puck that's knocked down, and that'll be a hand pass and a face-off that'll take place back out through center with 28 seconds to go here in the third period. So a face-off that'll take place now back in neutral territory. Off the draw, it's Blue that'll force it ahead. Here's Raymond back forward inside of his own zone. Up the boards for Falk. Out to center, Cuthbertson knocked it down. Schmidt will find his way back in as he tries to work into the offensive zone. Had that lost. Poked ahead there by Falk as he'll make his way ahead. 10 seconds to go here in the third. And it works back around below the goal line. 5 seconds to go here in the third. A centering pass came right back out in front. Loose puck to the middle and poked ahead, and that'll sound the final buzzer on regulation. We go to overtime in this game with a 2-2 score.
Possession game, Black.
So for the first time here in this UMH-68 BC Invitational, we will go to overtime. 10 minutes of 4-on-4 will take place here, with the next goal deciding the winner to play in the final tomorrow. The loser in this game will find their way to the bronze medal game tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Maybe that's the prize within itself, is they don't have to play at 8:30 if you win this game tomorrow. But a big one coming up here and a big overtime coming up. Teams will switch ends, so a long change coming up. Black will go left to right on your computer screens. Right to left will go Team Blue. 2-2 the score here as we start 10 minutes of 4-on-4 overtime here in this game. And we get set for the overtime period here. And we'll see if this can decide things here. A game that's been tied up most of the way through the third. Overtime is underway here with a spot in the final tomorrow at this UMH-68 BC Invitational. Now underway here in period number 4. Here's Sluggett now on the the right wing side. They're trying to bring that puck in. Loose puck, right wing circle. Sluggett right in with a shot. Fired it up and over the goal. Puck will come all the way back down inside of Team Black territory as Romadnik now will try and work his way out of his own zone. Romadnik now drops it back off there as it's rifled back behind the net. There's Romadnik down with it once again. Off the boards now. Sluggett will make his way ahead. Passed across to the left wing side here for Smith. Smith across the line onside. Try to throw that to the net. Off a body, that puck works back behind the goal. Cuthbertson takes it over here for Blue. Got it ahead out to center. Now it's Tyson that gets the handle. Tyson works around the outside. Offside is Cuthbertson. Along the left wing, he was just a hair ahead of the play. 9:06 to go here in the overtime period. 2-2 our score here in this one. Shots in the game, 43-38 for Team Blue. Both goaltenders have been terrific, all three in the game. Max Davis started, led off to Michael Ledoux, and James McRae has been terrific so far in goal for Team Blue as well. Puck back out to center and now worked ahead in the neutral zone and taken on here by Ty Warnock. Warnock ahead, here's Schmidt back in. Schmidt on the left wing side, turns back down at the left point. Schmidt across right wing side, here's Simpson to the net, fired it up and over the goal. Back of the line is Besser. Besser tried to work that down low. Osgood intercepted. Now forced back along here is Black as they'll try to make their way back out to neutral territory. Black will work their way back in deep on the left wing side now as it's carried back in by Falk. Falk back in the right wing corner with it now. Back to the line for Raymond with a shot. That was knocked down. Here comes Blue back the other way. Working ahead with that now is Schmidt. Schmidt makes a move, gets behind the defense, in with a shot, and Ledoux with a great save. Great chance in overtime to end it, and Ledoux the blocker side stop. Puck forced back around left wing side now as it's Black that will take over and get the center across the line. Working in deep on the right wing now to the goal line, and that was Belander that tried to make a play on that and couldn't do so, and a bank pass that's just out of the reach of Gillis as Romandic will take this over. 4-on-4 overtime continuing on past the 2-minute mark here in this one. In the second semifinal of the day. Team Black back onto it now. Racing ahead with that. Here's Sluggett making his way up with that. Sluggett on the right wing side. Sluggett toward the goal line. A backhand shot that just lifted wide of the net. Loose puck side of the goal now as it's picked up and started the other way here for Team Blue. Back out for center. Here's Leffler. Leffler to the middle. Gillis works it back inside the blue line. His shot filtered into the corner. Back behind the net is Romadnik now as he'll take over and start his way out to center. Romadnik across the red line, now getting across the blue line. The defender in deep, dropped it off. Now a quick shot, that was blocked and turned back the other way for Team Blue. They make their way ahead up ice. Carried down the left side, it's Cuthbertson. High slot holding, shooting is Hayden, and a save by McDougall. And Ledoux the stop on Cuthbert on the shot that came from the middle of the ice. Off the stick of the Blue forward in Austin Aiden, and the game remains on with just over 3 minutes gone here in the overtime period. Back on the right wing side and thrown back behind the goal now. Here is Blue back onto it. And back along now with the backdoor pass, wide open, and a shot. That somehow stayed out. An acrobatic attempt by Ledoux and might have got off the outside of the net. Chance on the left wing side now. Cuthbertson delays. Cuthbertson. Now centered right wing side, put to the net off the outside of the goal once more. Puck comes loose, now back in the left wing to the middle. That one missed, and now a chance the other way for Blacks. They try to make their way ahead. Back up with that is Aiden. Had a couple of chances already. In right side with a shot, he fired it wide. Cuthbertson ahead. Right wing feed now as it's carried back in. Here's Hesby making his way back into the corner. Turns back on this right circle. Hesby now will drop it back off on the right half board and pushed off the puck as this will be forced back down ice. The end of his shift there was lodged, so he didn't have much in the tank to try and chase after that loose puck. Here comes Lenoff making his way back in. Lenoff right wing circle. Trying to make a move now, sends it back behind the net. Work back behind the goal. Up with that is Callander. He had it stripped away from him by Bishop. Bishop flies it down below the goal line, back behind the net. Bishop still with it now. Back up top it goes for Lenoff, able to hold it onside. Bouncing puck comes loose, and now Callander tried to make his way ahead. Callander down the right wing side, stops up just inside the blue line. Callander with a long shot from the line, steered away by the left pad of McRae. Down below the goal line now, a centering feed right in front, and that puck came loose there as it's picked up here and pushed along by Blue. Getting back out with that now, Falk. Falk lost the handle just inside the line, poked ahead. Bishop doesn't have much left in the tank at the end of a long shift. Fights his way out to center and gets this puck in deep. Long stretch pass intended here for Black that bounced its way back out at center. Worked back in here by Falk, a long shot steered away by McRae. Over 5 minutes gone here in this overtime period. Back behind the net, Blue trying to advance it ahead. Off the boards now will be forced ahead by Tyson as he'll carry it back out through the center, trying to poke it by the defender. Sluggett did a good job to keep it in front of him. Freed it up on the left wing side. Here's Knox left circle and a backdoor pass that was broken up. Off the boards, back along with it now is Sluggett. Try to get the puck up the boards. Now back along with it here is Black as Getz will work it down low. Here's Knox in the right wing corner. Knox in the right corner now trying to free this up. To find an open avenue to pass. He's tied up against the imports there by Besser. Blue's been down to 5D for quite some time in this game as well. Down below the goal line. Still a scrum ensuing. The puck just held up against the end boards. Back behind the net. Black works it back to the line. Here's Wandu now. He turned the puck over. Back the other way comes Team Blue. Could be a 2-on-1 here. Tyson works down the right wing side. Back in front, but that pass goes behind the intended target and Schmidt. Here's Cuthbertson now. Down the wall. Cuthbertson left circle to the net. And the save by Ledoux. 3:37 to go here in the overtime period. And it's a 2-2 game remains here as this one continues on here in Vernon for the spot and the second spot in the final. Face off to the blocker side of the goal of Ledoux off the face off. Bouncing puck in the circle. Gathered up here by Hesby to the backhand and a left pad saved by Ledoux. Puck along the right wing side now as it's taken by Hesby as he makes a move right circle. Hesby tried to put it to the front of the net and went through a couple of bodies and slivered to the corner. Puck back around to the left wing corner now with 3:15 to go here in this overtime period. Puck still held up there in the corner. Or it's brushed back out of the fray and Sluggett will get it ahead but lifted it into the blue bench and out of play with 3:04 to go here in this fourth period. 2-2, the score remains on here in this overtime frame. And a face-off will come to the blocker side of the goal of Ledoux. 3:04 left in the overtime period. Up the face-off now, this puck battled for here in the left wing face-off circle, picked up by Aiden. Aiden down the left wing side in the corner. Works it back up top. Here's Simpson. Simpson holds. He shoots to the front of the net. Stop. Rebound. Rifled wide of the goal by Aiden. Had a chance right at the side of the net, and he's had the best opportunities in the overtime so far. Puck worked around to the circle and now back down low. Here's Sluggett now will wrap the puck around the wall. Trying to force that one out there, and it's flipped out to center by Raymond. Racing back onto it there is Simpson. Try to chop at it to get it up the boards. Now Aiden tried to get it by. Held on at the line by Raymond. Raymond a move to the middle. Centered around to the right side. And Romadnik now will take this over. Romadnik back down low into the corner on the goal line. Tried to center it back in front. And that was poked away from the front of the goal. And back the other way comes Aiden. Aiden will chart up the right side. Tried to make a move there as he was worked back into the offensive zone. Into the corner now up the boards. And Romadnik will take over here with 2 minutes to go in the overtime period. Horse back ahead on the right side. Sent back in deep down below the goal line. Back onto it now is Besser inside of his own zone. Besser a stretch pass ahead for Stacy that was knocked down. Here's Callander now to make his way back in. Callander down the left wing side, fed to the middle, and that was broken up. Now Mondu holds it onside for Romandik back to the left wing side. Romandik drops it back behind the net. Down below the goal line, here is Callander, back on his backhand, into the corner, under a minute and a half to go in overtime, and a bouncing puck gets over the stick of Mondu. Race for it here inside of the neutral zone. Mondu able to skate away from pressure there and fed it ahead. Here's Falk back up with it now, into the middle, Romandik, great save! What a stop! Rebound try just up and over the goal by Romandik. What a fantastic stop by McRae on Mondu right in front. Blue back onto it now as it's Stacy ahead. Trying to make his way up the boards on the left wing side. Final minute of play in the overtime period. Puck along the left side, now thrown to the front of the net. Cleared away from the front of the goal, and now Romadnik here. He's a bit tired at the end of his shift. Remember the long change here playing a factor. Puck sent ahead now as Falk will go. Falk up ice now. Here's Mondu trying to make his way up, and that right in on goal as McRae settles that to the right side. 35 seconds to go in overtime. Brought back ahead through center here as now it's brought back in. Trying to make a move there is Tyson. Knocked away and back the other way. Here comes Black working in. It's Sluggett making his way ahead. He lost the handle on that. Loose puck side of the goal. Forced back below the goal line. 15 seconds to go in overtime. One last gasp here for Blue up ice. Tyson down the right wing side. Makes his way in. Right circle. Tyson tried to put that to the net. Bit of a knuckler that's off a stick and into the goaltender. Ledoux will hang on with 6 seconds to go in overtime. Face off to the glove side of the goal of Ledoux. Face off glove side off the draw. Black will possess down to the corner below the goal line, and that will sound the buzzer on the overtime period. So 70 minutes in the books, and no one can find a goal to win this game. 3 shooters in the shootout to try and decide a winner here in this one. The goaltenders have been great so far. Ledoux's been terrific. McRae's been outstanding. And it's been a very, very strong goaltending battle here in this one. And a 2-2 game will go into a shootout here after 70 minutes. So 3 shooters from each side to try and decide this one. And you just can't get enough of the goaltending effort today. Again, Max Davis started off for Team Black, but what a performance so far by Michael Ledoux in the Team Black net. While for Team Blue, James McRae has been outstanding as well. So we're finally getting the list of players over to the officials now and trying to get this shootout going. It'll be Team Blue that'll start things off. And it's going to be Tristan Schmidt that's going to open things up here in the shootout. So it's Schmidt in the shootout working here against Ledoux. Schmidt into the net, to the backhand. Ledoux the save. Ledoux the stop in round 1 of the shootout. And we'll see Theo Falk head in for a shootout attempt. Falk scored in this game earlier, and now Falk making his way out at center. Down the right side now, down the middle with speed. Falk to the net, and a poked away. A poke check by McRae, and we're all evened up with no scores in the first round of the shootout, and we'll see Ben Tyson come on.
Now shooting for Team Blue, number 14, Ben Tyson.
So it's Tyson who will work against Ledoux here in round 2. Tyson right down the gut, walking in and shooting, and the save made by Ledoux with the glove hand. And now it's going to be Warner Colander who's going to take the shot here in the second round of the shootout to try and give Black the lead, as Colander has a chance to try and do so here for Team Black. Slowly down the left wing, cuts to the middle, now still with it, takes the shot, and a glove save by McRae. So through 2 rounds, we don't have any scores. And now, for Team Blue, it'll be Bentley Gillis who's going to go and shoot here for Blue to try and find the first goal of this shootout. So Gillis working his way down the middle, shoots, he scores! The first goal we've seen in a while. Bentley Gillis, the marker for Blue. And now for Team Black, it is all up to the defender in the way of Dayton Romadnik to try and keep this game going. So Romadnik against McRae, moving in on the left wing, cuts to the net, to the forehand, can't get it home, and Team Blue wins it. And Team Blue is heading to the final tomorrow to take on Gray with a 3-2 win in a 3-round shootout, and an excellent hockey game here to finish off our semifinal Saturday. What a performance from James McRae in net. Every goaltender was outstanding here in this game as McRae makes the final save on Romadnik. Team Black will fall in this one, and they'll play in the bronze medal game tomorrow at 8:30 tomorrow morning. It'll be a quick turnaround for them after this one. And the handshakes at center as the goaltenders get to the front of the line. What a performance by them here in this game today. James McRae was outstanding, making saves on all 3 shooters in the shootout. Bentley Gillis with the shootout winner. And it's Blue who advances to the final to take on Gray. Black and Red will take on one another tomorrow morning for the bronze medal. What a performance, what a hockey game to finish off our Saturday night here from Cal Tire Place North and this UMH-68 Invitational. Teams will line up at center. We'll have our 3 stars and also our player Grit Grind Award winner after today's game. Reminder, Brown Social House, locally owned and operated. Brown Social House Village Green provides the perfect balance between neighborhood pub and upscale casual dining. Our guests experience a premium casual environment that makes them feel at home, and that's what the term social house is all about. It's that simple. That's your Grit and Grind Award. Sponsor Nick Roughton with Coldwell Banker Executives Realty is the 3-star award winner. So we'll figure it out, get the award winners, and hear from that now. So Owen Besser is the Grit and Grind Award winner.
Congratulations, Owen. Under 3-star selection, the prize is brought by Nick Rowe with Coldwell Banker Executives Realty. And our 3rd star is getting a $30 gift card to Source for Sports. You're going to like our 3 stars, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd star for the Team Black, number 31, Max Davis.
Max Davis, the 3rd star in this game. Wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of the stars went to goalies in this one.
And 2nd star from Team Black, number
terrific performance by Michael Ledoux today. He picks up the second star honors.
Congratulations, Michael. And this should come as no surprise to anyone.
And the first star of the game.
$50. Again, these goalies sophomores, remember that stuck on the Trans-Canada Highway for Team Blue, number 29.
And it's James McRae who is the first star in this game. He was unbelievable in this game for Team Blue today.
Congratulations to all of our recipients, and again to all the players of both teams for playing one.
Just a phenomenal effort here today. From both of these teams, and all the goaltenders involved today were terrific as McRae leads his team into a final tomorrow to take on Team Gray. That's at 11 a.m. We'll have the first game for you coming up tomorrow at 8:30. It's Team Black, Team Red to decide the bronze medal tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Exciting Saturday. We're hoping to have you around with us for Father's Day tomorrow as well. It's the UMH-68 BC Invitational here from Cal Tire Place North in Vernon.